Hi everybody, welcome to Downward Dog Rising. It's Tracy here. I'm going to give you a Pilates mat workout tonight. So it's going to be a beginner Pilates mat workout. So if you've never done Pilates before, then I invite you to join me and let's get into our core, let's get into our back muscles, and let's just get a whole body workout in. All right, so all you need is a mat. And we're gonna do probably about 30-minute workout. All right, so let's get started. And I'm gonna ask you to come down, lie down on your mat, on your back. If you were to reach your arms straight in front, and then I want you to inhale, elevate, feel the entire spine stretch long, spine is neutral. And then I want you to exhale and just do this little tiny C curve back where you roll to the back of your pelvis. If this hurts anybody's spine, then you're just going to do this small little hinge like that, just from the hip socket, where your back stays flat. So this is going to be back extension, flat back, hinge, come up, small range. Use your core. Exhale, tighten core. Exhale, tighten core. Now, if you're allowed to do spinal flexion and it's a compressive load force into your low back, then you would peel behind your sits bones and then you would reach to the top of your head. So avoid with osteoporosis, spinal degeneration, avoid. It's a compressive load. 4, and then lift and lengthen. Here's your modification, little hip hinge, lift. 3. Use your core, draw those inner thighs together. If you have a ball, you could put it between your knees. 3, 2 more. Feel how your core is starting to warm up. 1 more, use your core, start to warm up. Excellent. Now take your hands behind your thighs, and then you're just going to resist. Put pressure up against your thighs. Lift up your heart. Now peel back. And then once you're back, you're going to press your arms into the mat. I'm going to call this tabletop. Your knees are bent 90 degrees. And then I want you to feel how your ribs lengthen down in front. Your pelvis is stable. And then I want you to inhale. Your toes are going to tap without letting your hips roll forward. Exhale, come up. Inhale, and then you're just going to exhale, come back up. Inhale, down, exhale, up. Inhale, exhale. This is great if you have low back pain. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 6, 5, inhale, exhale. Notice how the legs move, but the hips do not. And 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Now bring one foot down. Now bring the other foot down. Stay here. Take both hands and then cradle your head with your hands. Avoid pulling head and neck forward. Avoid your elbows doing this, going forward. Keep your elbows wide to the sides. Now as you're lying there on the mat, feel the elongation from the top of your head to your tailbone. Feel how collarbones are wide across chest. Inhale as head elongates away from tailbone. Maximal length in your spine. Now I want you to really scoop in from pubic bone to navel, like you're drawing inward, zip up, and then lower head to mat, head float. So we're not going to flex the spine. I just want you to float your head up and then just feel the abdominals deepen into your back. 7, really pull deep into your middle. 6, scoop in, chest is open. 5 more. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Now the next one, say you want to work your lower abs, but your back isn't strong enough to do long lever like that with with your legs straight. So what would be the next thing? Think of your 2 hip points. They pull tight all the way across to stabilize your pelvis into the mat. And then instead of doing long leg version, pull your hip points together, keep back touching, float feet up an inch, lower the feet down. That's it. So use a smaller range of motion and then activate your core to stabilize your low back. That's it. Just keep going, all right? Tighten your core. Okay, now if you want to make it a little harder, do your head float and lift the legs. Make it harder. It's going to be a lot harder. And if you want to even make it harder than that, go into a V. Stretch legs maybe 45 degrees. Keep your elbows wide. Make sure the back avoids arching. I want you to use your exhale to stabilize the lumbar low back area. So exhale as you reach out. Come back in. Inner thighs rotate out to outer thighs. Inhale, tighten in. Exhale. Modified would just be head flat. Go like that. Next step, head up. Go like that. Or this last version for 5. Keep your elbows wide. Really deepen that core connection. 4 more. Use your core. 3. Push through bottoms of feet. 2 more. Last one. Push and come in. Excellent. And then you're just going to bring head, neck, shoulders back to mat. Okay, what you do is set a shoulder shrugs. In Pilates, we're always saying, you know, shoulders down and back. Avoid hiking into your ears. This is the only time you're going to hear me say, shrug your shoulders up into your ears. Why? Because I want you to release the tension out of them. It's going to help you later. So we get rid of the upper traps gripping. So you're going to go inhale, and then you're going to shrug shoulders into ears. Lift them up. It's okay. Now you're going to stretch long through the tips of your fingers. Reach away. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up. Now exhale. Try to open wide across shoulders, chest. Inhale. Now I want you to exhale. Let out a deep sigh. Feel your sternum, your chest fall and melt. Inhale. And then I want you to exhale. Breathing in. 3 more. Shrug up. Release the tension through the fingertips. 2 more. Exhale. 1 more. You're going to inhale. And then exhale. Now rotate fingers, palms up, I should say. Lengthen fingertips as if you're going to reach to your heels. We want to release these upper traps back here, trapezius. Think of an upside down triangle. The 2 points are at the back of the shoulders, and then the fine point comes down in the center at the bottom, like under the shoulder blades. So we're going to get your rhomboids working. We want to work the middle trapezius. We want to work the lower trapezius. So what I want you to do here, palms face the sky. Inhale, feel the openness across your chest, your shoulders. On your exhale, stretch the ends of the fingertips as if you're going to tap it. Reach down to your heels. And now you're going to inhale. Openness across your shoulders, your chest. And now you're going to exhale, stretch fingers long. And then you're going to notice how the tops of your shoulders drop even more away from the ears. And we're getting the head of the humerus bone going into that socket. Your shoulders are dropping out of the ears. Exhale. And then gently release. 3 more. Stretch the fingertips long. Feel the elongation on the sides of your neck. Your chest is open. Release. 2 more. The chest is open. Exhale, stretch and reach. And then 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, I want you to stretch fingertips long. Feel the edges of your shoulder blades anchoring deeper into your back. It's like webbing back there. Anchoring down. Stretch through the ends of your fingers. Now, as you keep pulling down, little magnets pull the edges of your shoulder blades wide across the back. Now, slide the arms sideways, but avoid hiking the shoulders. Hear that? Here comes that cue. Avoid hiking the shoulders. Go under the shoulder blades. Stretch fingers long. Chest is open. And now you're gonna glide. Stretch pinky fingers away. Chest is open, shoulders down. Glide the hands down. And then glide to shoulder height. Anchor those shoulder blades down the back. 2 more. And you're just gonna inhale, open shoulders, chest. Exhale, reach down to the hips. 1 more. Inhale, open shoulders, chest. Exhale, reach down to the hips. Awesome. Now you're gonna fold your knees into tabletop. And then you're gonna float the arms up. And then you're gonna anchor the shoulder blades straight into your back. Make sure this doesn't happen. Anchor, the arms only reach back as far as the shoulder blades anchor down into those deeper, bigger back muscles. Now, once you can do that, make sure you don't pop the ribs and arch the mid-back away from the mat. Make sure avoid that. So what do you have to do? That means your arms are going back too far. Plug them, connect them, then you're stabilized across your back. Your ribs pull together and stretch those arms long. Do 5. Inhale, ribs expand. Exhale, ribs knit together. Use your core. 3. Inhale, exhale, ribs knit together. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. 1 more time. Breathing in, breathing out. Maybe you'll keep your head down if you have osteoporosis. Maybe you'll elongate all the way through the spine. Ocean swell curling around itself, and then maybe you'll stretch one leg out, bring it in, stretch the other leg out, bring it in. Those 2 hip points pull closer together, one at a time. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale, just hover the arms. I'm breaking several exercises down. Single leg stretch with hundreds arms, but I'm not pumping the arms yet. And 4, really use the core. Stretch, tap your toes against the wall. 3, scoop in tight. Reach, head could be down. 2, reach across, reach. And last one. Awesome. Lower to your mat. Take one leg up, point your toes. Okay, modify. Keep this leg bent so that your hips don't wobble. Harder. Take this leg out straight. Flex the bottom foot. Point the top foot. Imagine your hips are stationary. They're on the mat. Pull the 2 hip points across. Never cross over midline with a hip replacement. You don't want the prosthesis to pop out of the socket. So never do this with a hip replacement. You would just do in line with your hip, and watch how small my circle is as you tighten the core into your back. That's it. So then that's your modification. Otherwise, reach across the center line without elevating your hip up. Pull tight across, elongate up. And then I'm going to do a smaller circle with control. Breathe in and like massage the back long into the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the differentiation between the hip and the thigh. 3. Inhale. Exhale. Work the sides of your waist. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. You're going to inhale. Exhale. Squeeze the side of the hip and the thigh. Come back. Inhale. Exhale. Spine is long. Head lengthens away from tailbone. 4. And you would keep your circle small just so the pelvis doesn't rock or move. 2 more. Last one. Maybe if your hip flexor was strong, you could really tighten, squeeze the side of your thigh, lower down straight. If it didn't feel so supported in the front, just fold the knee, slide it down. Same thing, other side, modified, leg is bent. This foot presses into the mat. This one is flexed, harder. Extend this leg long, keep back elongating into mat, flex your bottom foot. Keep open across your chest. Modified, tiny circle like this. Tighten your core. And then if you want to go a little deeper, no hip replacement, then you could go across center line. You want to wring out the wet towel, release your breastbone. Ribs wrap to the sides around you. 3. 2 more. Squeeze that side of your hip. Inhale, exhale, 1 more. Inhale, exhale, go back the other way. Squeeze the side of the hip. Inhale, exhale, differentiate the thigh away from the hip socket. Pelvis is stable. 3 more. Inhale, exhale, 2 more. Just your leg moves. 1 more. Breathe in, breathe out. Easier. Fold the knee. Stretch it down. Harder. Really engage the outside of the hip to give integrity to that hip socket and lower down with control. Excellent. Slide your feet in. And then avoid where you arch like that and find your neutral where your hip bones face the sky. So this is anterior pelvic tilt, back lifts off mat. And then this is posterior pelvic tilt, back elongates into the mat. Your neutral is in between the 2 tilts. Anatomically, your 2 hip bones, anterior, superior, iliac spines, those 2 hip bones, same plane of alignment as the pubic symphysis, pubic bone. So one will not be higher than the other, and then that's how you know your pelvis is neutral. And then if you were to put a glass of water, you'd be able to bridge straight up and straight down without spilling your water. So I want you to push into all 4 corners of your feet. If you're in the right place in your back, there won't be pressure on the back of your neck. We never bridge and put all our weight in cervical spine. It can't support you. You don't want to hurt yourself. Wait, when you press back the shoulder blades, widen, they float down, and you're going to feel open spaciousness across the front of your shoulders and your chest. That's how you know if you're in the right spot. Shoulders should not be curling forward or rounding away from the mat. When you feel that openness, you can relax the sternum, the breastbone, melt it into the chest. Feel thoracic spine touch the mat. Now I want you to tighten the core in, turn on your glutes, and elongate, press the tailbone away so the ribs drop down together, and then the low back just really stretches long. Feel the front of the hip flexors open, stretch long, front of those thighs reach, and then you're gonna set your hips back to the mat. I'm not gonna have you curl up and down. I just want you to do a straight lift, straight up. Focus on the hips coming down simultaneously. So you're gonna go straight up, turn on your glutes, come straight to mat. Tighten in even deeper into your core. If you feel your pelvis wobbling side to side, I want you to tighten even more into your core. And then 6 more. Chest is open, straight to mat. 5. Chest is open, press into all 4 corners of your feet, stabilize your spine. 4 more. Lift and reach, come back in. 3 more. You're gonna lift and reach. Come back in, really scoop the abdominal wall, tighten it into your back. 2 more, use your glutes. And then 1 more time, use your glutes. Lower back down. All right, take 1 knee in, take the other leg out. Feel the front of this hip release. Feel the low back pull apart. And then do that on the other side. Straighten out this other hip, this other leg. Front of hip releases. Feel the back pull into the mat. Just want to give you a little stretch release. Feels really nice on the hip flexor, and it feels really nice on the low back. All right. Now I want you to turn to one side, and then you can relax your head on your bottom arm. You could fold your arm in like that. And then I want you to stack your knees. I want you to stack your ankles. I want you to make a little room here between your rib cage and the mat. And then I want you to think of your top hip bone stretching away from your rib cage. I want you to keep your chest open. The collarbones are wide. Drop those shoulders. Maybe you have your hand on your hip. Maybe you have your hand on the floor. Avoid going scrunching. I want you to make a V with your feet. You're in a V. Tighten all the way across your 2 hip bones. Now, initiate from the top side of your hip and thigh. want to get into your side hip and glute. So you're going to just lower down, squeeze the side of the hip and thigh without moving the hips. I'm going to actually straighten out my arm. There we go. So you're just going to lift, exhale, lower, squeeze. Feel like you're wrapping from your inner thigh to your outer thigh. Lift, lower, down, squeeze. I want you to lift, lower, down, squeeze. 6 more, you're going to lift and lower. 5 more, lift and lower, squeeze. I want you to get into the side of that hip and thigh, get that sensation of wrapping around the joint for stability. 2, last one. Awesome. Now I want you to take your top knee, place it, face it up, foot on mat. Now take your bottom leg. I want you to really feel the elongation of the bottom thigh. Now without letting your hips move, just stretch, reach, hold, and then lower down. Let's do 9 more. And you want to make sure like your shirt doesn't wrap around you and tighten. 8, lift and hold, come back in, and 7. Just stabilize hips. 6. Think of those ribs pulling down together. 5 and 4. 3 more. 2 more. And last one. Awesome. Now I want you to do 90-degree angle. Your knees are stacked. Your ankles are stacked. Lengthen your spine, shoulders down and back. Now I don't want you to go like this. Watch. It's my lower leg moving. I don't want that at all. Focus more from the top of your thigh to the knee joint and just let this part follow. So you lift up. Now just focus from hip to knee. You're going to stretch. And then I want you to just focus on just circling your femur bone, the top part of the thigh bone. Breathe in, breathe out. Stay stable through hips. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Side of hip, inner thigh. 7, side of hip, inner thigh. 6. I want you to feel how your abdominals deepen into your back. 5 and 4. 3 more, stabilize pelvis. 2 more, inhale, exhale, last one. Reverse your direction, come back around, deep inhale, deep exhale, tighten the core to your spine. Shoulder blades float down sides and back so your shoulder girdle stabilized, your pelvis is stabilized. 6, and then 5, use your core. 4, really keep connecting into your center the whole time, centering, concentration, focus, lengthening, precision. Think about what are you doing and then do it. Last one. Awesome. And then just extend this leg, let this hip release. So you feel that release through there. Looks like you're not doing a lot, but surprisingly so. It's going to feel like it's burning, and then you just let it release for a moment. Press into your top hand, push up, and then go ahead, swing the legs to the other side of your body, and then just gonna lower down to your mat again. All right, next, think of that space between your rib cage, the mat. Now think about making a V with your feet, and then just think about you're stabilizing your pelvis, and then I want you to wrap the inner thigh to your outer hip. And then you're just going to let your shoulders stay down and back. You're in your V. Inner thigh wraps into that glute medius. Get into that abductor group on the side of the hip. Inhale, exhale, reach. And it's not about, oh, I'm lifting up my knee. No, you're wrapping your hip. And because you're wrapping your hip, the knee lifts up. You elongate, you wrap. 7, 6, 5, wrap your hip. 4, scoop in. 3, 2 more. Last one. Now, come back in. Take your top knee, bend, foot flat, extend the bottom leg. Now without letting your hips move everywhere, tighten in, just lift up and hold, stabilize, lower down. So I'm using a different tempo, having you hold with control as you're zipping up through your center. Pilates is not just pulsing on a mat for an hour. Pilates is about focus, concentration, control, varying your tempo with precision. Different Pilates mechanisms. You have to flow. It's not about pulsing, and then sometimes you can slow it down to make sure that you can maintain that stability and control. And then if you're more advanced and you want to pulse at the end of some exercise that you're doing just to show that control, then you pulse. 5, hold, 4, exhale, zip up, 3, 2 more, feel that inner thigh, last one, feel that inner thigh, come back in. Okay, fold your knees 90 degrees. Your knees are in line, your knees are stacked, your hips are stacked. Not your hips, yeah, your hips are stacked. Your ankles are stacked. Relax, avoid hiking, drop, chest is open. Now remember, this isn't what we're trying to achieve. See, that's just mindless motion. You have to focus. Where are you moving from? What part is staying stable? What part is moving? The deeper you go into your core, the more proximal is close to you, distal is away. So the more you connect, you'll have more stability when you're distal away from your center. So you take your leg, you control from the hip to the knee, comes from the core. It lengthens through the spine, it comes from the core. It lengthens through the leg, oppositional energy. And now you circle. So then it's your transversus abdominis, tightens across like a belt, pelvic floor zips up. Use your core, your obliques wrap around the sides of your waist on diagonals. 7 as my stomach goes over. 6, 5, side of hip, inner thigh. 4, the lower leg just goes for the ride. 3, ribs wrap. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, really squeeze the side of that hip and thigh. Reverse it now. Notice how you're not rocking the pelvis. Your control, you're stable. 9, outer hip, inner thigh. 8 and 7 and 6, use core. 5, inhale, exhale, stabilize pelvis. 4, 3, 2 more. Think of those sides of your waist wrapping. Last one. Awesome. Now just take your leg, extend it for a moment. Feel how it's releasing down the line, all the way down. Release for a moment. And then we want our spine to move in every direction. We did a little extension at the beginning, sitting. We did a little spinal flexion through lumbar. We did a little spinal flexion through the top of the spine, middle, and top. And then what I want to do next is take you into extension, because I know your spine's warmed up. So you're just going to take your legs out straight behind you. And then once you straighten the legs behind you, I'm going to have you do opposition arm leg raises, just lying on your stomach. Okay, here's what you avoid. You're brand new to Pilates. You don't know exactly what's your right form. Well, here is something that you avoid. If you arch your back and your hips go up, you're loading your spine. So what do? You let your hip bones fall into the mat, and then think of your tailbone stretching long behind you. So this whole area just feels like it elongates, so it doesn't lift you into the air and compress everything together. We're decompressing your spine. So now Relax your forehead on the backs of your hands. Mind, body, go into your glute. Now notice if I mindlessly lift my leg. So not really lift up your leg, okay? Okay, let's be more clear than that. My knee is bent a little bit. So what does that mean? I'm going to be more into here. I need to go up higher, and I need to get this to turn on, and I need to go down the chain in the proper firing sequence, and then I have to stabilize all of this up here. So what I have to do, go to the anterior, the front of the body, pull your abdominal wall up against gravity towards the low back. That stabilizes. Now my body, just do your right side. Engage up here, stretch long through here, take your core energy and reach it down the leg, and then we're not supposed to go so high up with the leg behind you that it hyperextends here. And most of us, we don't have to worry about doing that anyway because of the flexibility. But if you dance, if you do acrobats, chances are that leg could go way up high, and it'll even make you more hypermobile in your low back, and that's not our goal. We want to have you be stable. So you just stretch and reach, work on length, come back in, stretch and reach, tighten the core to your back. 7, really try to get that leg to stay reaching long. 6, 5 more, 4 more. Feel how it goes right up into your glute. 3, 2, and if you don't focus, you'll have your knee bend. It's easy. It happens. And then lower down, rock side to side. Switch to the other side. Mind, body, turn on your right glute. Lift your abdominal wall off the mat towards your spine. Scoop in. Now turn on the other glute. Now reach the leg. Go down the chain. Glute, hamstring, behind the knee, down the calf. Lengthen through your foot. Tighten the core in. Careful that neither one of your hips hikes up. Careful that the pelvis doesn't lift off mat. 8. Work on lengthening away from your center. 7 and 6. Stretch the leg long. 5. Feel your glute. Tighten in. 4. To your center. 3. Reach far away. Feel that glute activate. 2 more. Exhale. Last one. Excellent. Rock hips side to side. Release your spine. Okay, next one. Go under each one of your shoulder blades. Remember, this is a beginner Pilates workout. I'm breaking things down. Pull your shoulder blades down your back towards your lats. Take one arm out over your head. Take the other arm out over your head. Lift face as if you're coming out of water. Now anchor the shoulder blades. Scoop the abdominal wall in super tight. Lift the arm, lower down. Stretch fingers away. Stretch the other arm up, lower down. Make sure the top of the shoulder is not creeping up. The shoulders have a forced coupling. Think of your shoulder blade lengthening down the back as the arm stretches forward. There's so many muscles intersecting between the front and the back of the shoulder. So you're just going to stretch and reach, come back in. Stretch and reach, come back in. Neck is long. Tighten the core to your back. And 4. Focus. 3 more. Shoulder out of ear. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Stabilize the blades into your back. Last one. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And then just rock hips side by side. Now roll your forehead across the backs of your hands for a second. And just stretch out sides of neck, but move real slow. If you have hardware in your neck, then just stay stable and you don't have to do this one. Without knowing specifics, err on the side of caution. All right, once you return to the center, add your upper body and add your lower body. Stabilizing your shoulder girdle, stabilizing the pelvic curl. Arms overhead, shoulder blades down your back, scoop the abdominal wall in, tailbone stretches far away from your center. Now you're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg, and then you're going to lower down, fingers away from toes, opposite arm, opposite leg, and lower down. Opposite arm, opposite leg, your neck is long. Lower down. And then you're gonna reach and stretch. Fingers away from toes, stabilize, scoop your core tight, keep the leg reaching long, your glute turns on. 4 more. Inhale, exhale. Later we would take this into swimming. Not today, that's more advanced. 3 more. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. I'm giving you the building blocks, the foundation for what comes later. Last one. Excellent. All right, take your arms by your sides, roll those shoulders down, back, away from the ears. 1 more time. Get them down and back. Now use your core, bend the knees, press into your palms, chest is open. Press up to your hands and your knees. Now just come right back into a little rest pose. If you have knee issues, you could put a little cushion under the knees. You could put a pillow. You could have your toes curl under to take some of the pressure so it's not more pressure going this way. You could have some of it distributed down that way. Pull your heart forward, and then we're just going to stretch your sits bones, the bones we sit on behind us, and we're going to pull our heart through the arms and just do a little rest pose. Just to decompress. You could even stretch through the fingertips. I'm going to pull this one from yoga. Inhale, exhale, stretch your sits bones behind you. Breathe into the back of those ribs. Inhale, and then exhale. Breathing in, and then breathing out. Keep elongating spine, head away from tailbone. Inhale, and then you're going to exhale. 2 more times, pull apart. Stretch from the armpits all the way to the fingertips. Exhale, pull apart, ribs out of hips. Stretch the ribs apart, even the muscles between the ribs. Intercostals, just really lengthen everything apart. Decompress your spine. Last one. And then exhale, gently, softly release. All right, slide the hands in under the shoulders. Elongate top of head away from tailbone. Press into your hands. Okay, next, we're going to sit facing front. We're going to crisscross our ankles. And then in Pilates, sometimes we'll sit like this, mermaid style. And since I don't talk to each and every one of you asking how's your knee, how's your hip, I'm going to just refrain from this today. Crisscross your ankles. Root down into your sits bones so you're sinking. And then basically what I want you to do, rise to the top of your head, and let's get a little rotation happening in your spine. So you're going to elongate, stretch apart, nose travels with your breastbone, and then just think of stretching up out of your center. Let those ribs expand and then come back center, other way. Breathe in, exhale, come back center, other way, stretch, come back in. 2 more. 1 more. Excellent. Next, take one arm onto your mat. The other hand can come behind head and neck, or it can go straight above your shoulder. Keep open across shoulders, chest, and then I just want you to open up the side. Do 3. Reach through top of head, root down, keep that sits bone touching, rib out of hip, open up your side line, come back in, spinal lateral flexion. Lengthen, come back in. Now see if you can make your way a little closer. Modified, you could put a yoga block under the forearm. See if you can get that elbow down without raising up your hip. Inhale, exhale, just stretch apart. And then we could get our spinal mobility, so our pelvis is stabilized, our shoulder blades are stabilized, but we can mobilize the center of our spine, mid-back, between our shoulder blades. You would open your heart. You might even feel your hips stretch as you do that. Breathe in, your ribs expand, come back. 3 more. Inhale, openness. Exhale, come back. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, come back. 1 more. Breathing in, breathing out. Stretch arm to sky, shoulder out of ear, and slowly make your way back up. And we're going to do that on the other side. They're going to call it a day. So, awesome. Now we're going to take this arm down, take this hand behind your head and neck, and then think of just stretching up. We're just going to do a couple to warm you up a little bit so you don't force yourself down to the mat. Expand those ribs apart, lift up again. Your sits bones are on the mat. Stretch the whole side. And it's perfectly natural if you notice one side's tighter than the other because we don't move like robots. We're not exactly equal on each side of our body, so you just work with it. Breathing in, openness through side of waist. Exhale, come back. You're making your way a little closer to the mat each time. Feel the stretch under the armpit and the side of the waist. Those ribs pull apart. And if you could get a little closer to the mat, what you want to do, you can even put your arm on a yoga block, bring the mat up to you. You're going to go a little closer and breathe. Shoulders down, stay focused. Sits bones are on your mat. Now if you want to go a little deeper into your mid-back, your thoracic spine, try to open those ribs apart. Return back neutral, open thoracic spine mobility. Come back in. You wouldn't do this with hardware in your back. You don't twist when you have hardware. Breathe in, chest opens. 3 more, 2 more. Feel those ribs expand. And last one, breathing in, breathing out. Come back, extend. Now rise up, 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 up. There we go. Now I'm just going to do a couple shoulder rolls. And I need to go to sleep. I'm feeling the need to just drop and sleep. So I finished moving you in all directions with releasing tightness in the shoulders, therefore releasing tightness in the neck and opening the collarbones wide, couple little lifts like that. And then we're going to just go the opposite way. So we're going to come forward, breathe in, breathe out. You might hear little pops and cracks and then they subside. Inhale, exhale 2 more times. Release the tension. And last one. Awesome. All right. I want you to take another deep inhale in. And then softly, gently, just bring your hands to your heart. And I hope this helped you have a little better understanding of what mindful movement is, how stabilizing in one area can mobilize you in the other. And the more you tighten into your center, the more distal mobility you have around that central point. And it helps you so you don't get hurt. And your center of gravity is in your center. You're balanced when you're in your core. So falls could be reduced. You can have better proprioception, better skills of awareness to catch yourself so that you don't fall, and to activate more muscle groups to stabilize you. So it's all good. So I thank you so much for joining me. I hope this helped. I hope you enjoyed this practice. Take care, everyone. Peace, and I'll see you soon. So take care. I hope you like this Pilates session. I broke things down a bit, but that's how you start. You start from the very beginning and you build. You keep building on it until it grows like a big tree and you have all these branches sprouting in all directions, all from that firm foundation, your center. That's how it works. Peace. All right. Bye, everyone. Take care.